word with Martin Schanche here and talking about the new European regulations.
We're trying to see what the air restrictor is going to do to us. And we've seen now that, well, we lost, what, about 6 or 7 tenths of a second per lap to Will. I have to be straight. Not all that is in the restrictor in the car. I think it's also in the rusty old bugger himself, because Will has been driving several races already. Not after the winter, but through the winter. And I've been doing nothing for, what, 5, well, nothing with regards of driving at least.
You've given that smoking and put some weight on. The car's,
oh, yeah.
The car's carrying a lot of weight as well, isn't it?
The car is carrying, you know, 136 kilos of lead. That's about 300 pounds. And that's a lot in anybody's standards. And as you say, yeah, I've got some blubber now.
It's like taking 2 passengers round with you.
With the lead, yes, but not the blubber. There's another, what, 8 or 9 pounds, I should think.
This meeting celebrating 30 years of Rallycross, and let's see whether Martin Schanche, one of the most popular drivers in the sport, can win his first heat for these, the supercars in Division 1. Schanche and Dermot Carnegie on the front row. A great start by Norman Kittle from the second row. Carnegie left standing, and Barry Squibb in the red Escort rocketing through as well. Schanche, though, leads onto the loose at Cheshunt's Drift for the first time. Norman Kittle in the 6R4 is second. Now, for a demonstration of how to go rallycrossing, just watch the yellow Escort RS2000 of Martin Schanche. He's opted for the RS2000 because it's a little bit wider between the wheel arches, and therefore you can fit a bigger turbocharger in. But bear in mind, as he said in the interview, the car carries 136 kilograms of lead. It loses around 7/10 of a second per lap to Will Gollop's Peugeot, and Kittle there gets very, very crossed up, loses second place to Barry Squibb. The Torquay hotelier had a miserable time here at Lydden in the second round of the championship. He failed even to race after the engine detonated itself during practice. And Schanche there off the circuit, back on, the marker cones go flying, and through the dust Norman Kittle gets crossed up, and off he goes! Norman Kittle off onto the grass on the inside. Martin Schanche is on the loose. And you can see how he bounces around inside the car. Bit of understeer, correction, and now back on the Dover slope, powering away from Barry Squibb, and still those little puffs of smoke coming out of Squibb's Escort. Schanche then up the hill, 5 times a European Rallycross champion. Very much the class of this heat, and still Squibb's car is smoking ever more. Through the hairpin, back on the power, no, not back on the power. Barry Squibb's engine has gone again, I fear. The car limps onto the grass, and Barry Squibb's heat, at least, is over. The door opens. Well, after the promise early on, it's a damp Squibb in the end, isn't it? Martin Schanche, meantime, leads, and across the line he goes to score victory in the opening round of heats for the Division 1 cars. So, a very happy Norwegian, and problems too for Dermot Carnegie.
Yes, we blew a turbo, and I just pulled in before we did any more damage.
So at least it's not term you can get going again.
No, we have a change now, and hopefully we'll be out now shortly.
You realise you've probably got 100 brake horsepower over Martin?
Well, I reckon the way Martin drives, I could do it 200 or 300 more horsepower, but we'll see how it goes.
Little Bert tells me you've about 160 brake horsepower over Martin.
Is that what Martin told you? I don't think so.
You don't?
I think we're probably on about equal horsepower now. Everything's fair.
There is the great Norwegian showman, ready to go. He was fastest in the second round, 2:35, the time to beat. It's go! No, it's not. Come on, Martin. That's it. A dreadful getaway for the Norwegian, and whatever happens now, Will Gollop is going to be fastest in this round of heats and therefore take pole position for the A final, and Schanche's lost it! Unbelievable! Martin Schanche first makes a mess at the start, then he spins at Cheshunt's Drift, and now he can't get going. Give me a push, he says to the marshals. They're quickly on the scene, but this certainly is a heat to forget for Martin Schanche.
Well, on the line, obviously, I was told that, you know, take it careful because I was on the third row. If something gets congested in the front so we don't have an accident. I kept my revs a bit lower than normal, and sure as eggs are eggs, the engine died nearly on me, so sort of kangaroo job, and then it got going and all the other ones naffed off, so I got a bit too quick into that corner, turned into sharp, and she swapped end with me and pointing up at the people on the bank, so they had to push me backwards. I couldn't even engage the reverse.
I think we're going to struggle with it if it's in front, but I'll give him a good race anyway. It's a good circuit here for overtaking, so it should be an exciting final.
But we've had so many other of the top racers drop out today, and it's really left it down to you and Martin, hasn't it?
Yeah, us old timers probably, someone would say, but yeah, it'll be good. He's an experienced man, he's the man to beat in Europe, so if we can beat him, we'll be happy.
This is the race everyone has been waiting for, the Division 1A final, the battle between Martin Schanche and Will Gollop. Dermot Carnegie with a new turbo in the Escort, remember it blew in the first round of heats, is on the outside of the front row. We're ready for blast off. Engine notes rise, away they go. Good start by Gollop, good start by Carnegie, good start by Schanche. Who is it going to be? Who leads? It's Gollop. Schanche tucked in second place. All the stones get thrown into Schanche's face. On board then with the Escort driver as Gollop lets the back of the Peugeot step out. The car's accelerating away now onto the Dover slope. Now remember, Schanche has lost round about 160 brake horsepower this year. Gollop reckons that makes them just about even. Schanche's car also now carries 136 kilograms of lead, and the Norwegian reckons it loses around 0.7 of a second per lap to Will Gollop. Well, he ain't losing it yet. Right up behind him at the hairpin, but Gollop accelerates away much quicker. Schanche had to brake much harder, and now you can see how much ground he's lost to Will Gollop. Onto the loose, Gollop's car gets sideways, Schanche a little bit more in control there. Through the chicane, back on the tarmac. Will Gollop, the man who leads the championship, leads the A final, and the times that you get in your final race determine your place on the grid for the Superfinal. Schanche really pressing on. Off the loose, back onto the tarmac on the Dover slope, foot hard on the floor. A wide approach to the Devil's Elbow. Gollop clips the curb, Schanche's right back with him. Right onto the rear wing of the Peugeot there, using all of the road. Up the hill, he tries the outside going into the hairpin. He'll now try and dive across the inside line. Gollop's got it covered, he knocks the cones all over the place. Very, very sideways. That will have cost him time and speed. Schanche on the outside. Not the place to try. Level with Gollop. A little clash between the two, and now through paddock they go. The Peugeot very, very sideways. It looks dramatic, but it doesn't help you if you're trying to hang on to the lead, because it means you're going a little bit slower. Schanche drifting very, very wide indeed. More mud thrown into his face. Gollop gets sideways. Schanche just misses him. A tremendous race this for a real lesson in car control. Watch these two. Schanche there making contact with the back of Will Gollop's Peugeot. Visibility becoming a little less with all the mud being thrown up at the Norwegian. But somehow Will Gollop with the amazing sideways Peugeot 306 turbo still leads. Round the hairpin, back down the hill. This is where Schanche closed right up last time. Can he do it this time? The answer is no. He brings the gap down, but not by enough. The cars bouncing their way across the loose, back onto the tarmac, up through the gears, and then down a gear, onto the loose, and again Gollop gets sideways. There's a gap on the inside. Can Schanche take it? Guns the motor. He's almost alongside Gollop, but that extra weight and that lack of power just going against him. Will Gollop across the line, still in the lead. Schanche in second place. What now does Martin Schanche have to do to get through into the lead? I don't think he knows now. He's tried just about everything. Bang! Hurry up, he says. A very, very brutal tap in the tail of Will Gollop's Peugeot. Well, that did him a power of no good, really. It slowed him down so much, he lost a lot of time as a result of it. Through the chicane, approaching Chesson's Drift, it looks as though Will Gollop is home and dry. It's not for the want of trying as far as Schanche is concerned. He's given this race absolutely everything, but Gollop still leads. The engine screaming away as they come off the loose, back onto the Dover slope. Is this Will Gollop's race? Yes, it is! Will Gollop wins the A final, Martin Schanche second. The super final is about to get underway. Schanche absolutely rockets away from the line, a tremendous start. Did he jump it? Well, I don't think he did. The officials don't think so either. But Martin Schanche absolutely storms away from the lights. Will Gollop in second place. Now, Will Gollop is going to have to work much, much harder than he did in the A final. Schanche's ahead, and despite Martin reckoning he loses time to the Peugeot, he's already got a big, big lead. Third is Dermot Carnegie. Look back, Paul Coney there squeezing up on the inside of Mike Turpin. Turpin then from the front row of the grid runs wide, loses time. and Martin Schanche is pulling well clear of Will Gollop now. Through the chicane, onto Chestnut Drift for the last time goes Martin Schanche. Well, he may not have won the A final, he's going to make up for it though by winning the Superfinal. Martin Schanche back onto the Dover slope, a checkered flag at the ready, and Martin Schanche scores victory in the Superfinal. Will Gollop comes home in second place ahead of Dermot Carnegie, Lawrence Gibson is fourth ahead of Ian Rowlands, and Mike Turpin recovering to finish sixth. So there he is, the great rallycross showman Martin Schanche. The party trick of getting out of the car and still driving it on the lap of honour is there, celebrated in front of a very enthusiastic British crowd here at the third round of the Compomotive Wheels Rallycross Championship. The star of the day, Martin Schanche.